process, I think, for Ironman New Zealand has been maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's been absolutely amazing to be able to win, especially, and then of course try to buy to donate a large amount of money to cystic fibrosis. And you can just see year after year the same people from cystic fibrosis who come back to support the race, and you just see how amazing it is, and luckily enough I have been able to win, and it kind of gives you a little bit, that's also a confidence booster that you're helping someone else. I'm not thinking when I'm racing about that, but when after the race, it makes your win so much more special, rather than just getting a first place medal or whatever it is, or the winner's check. It's the fact that you are, I work so hard and someone else is benefiting from me. I finished 4th at Wildflower, and I didn't care. I was angry that I didn't make a lot of money.
You told me that.
And the only thing I said, I didn't make any money for Try to Buy. I didn't give anything to the charity. I felt absolutely gutted that I did all that work, and I finished 4th. Fat lot of you status. I just couldn't believe it.
I love the charity concept of Try to Buy. I think that is that's what prompted me to even start the dialogue really with Try to Buy, was the fact that their connection with charity, because I've always believed that there's a lot more to this whole thing called triathlon than just winning races, and at the end of the day there's got to be more, and there is now when you get to donate to a charity. And so Try to Buy lets me do that, and for that I'm pretty grateful, because now it's just not this selfish career. There's a lot more to it. And so I'm really lucky that at Subaru Ironman Canada I get to race for a charity, and I've chosen Cops for Cancer as my umbrella charity, but because cancer is such a huge thing, I've sort of gone to a branch of it. Cops for Cancer is a group of athletes that do the Ironman. And it started with a little boy who had cancer in Edmonton, and he lost his hair. And so the police officers supported him by all shaving their heads to show him that it was cool to have no hair. And then the next thing you know, these police officers are now doing Ironman and raising money for cancer, and they call themselves Cops for Cancer. And now there's over 200 members, and this year so far, Cops for Cancer has raised $1.2 million for the Canadian Cancer Society, which is mind-boggling. So I wanted to choose Cops for Cancer as my charity at Subaru Ironman Canada, but I kind of wanted to funnel it a bit more, because sometimes the money for charity gets lost when it's such a huge amount. So I with some help, I researched a group in British Columbia called Camp Good Times, and it's a cancer camp for kids that are young, that have cancer, that can't go to camp, because they can't go to camp like other little kids because they're sick. But Camp Good Times is a cancer camp, and it's staffed by nurses, doctors, and other volunteers that volunteer their time so that the kids can go away to camp, and they can do all campy things, play games, and they still can have all their medications and have round-the-clock treatment and care away from home, and they can feel normal for a week. And so I've chosen Camp Good Times as my affiliation through Cops for Cancer as my charity at Subaru Ironman Canada, and I'm pretty excited about that, to be honest. And I'm really hoping that we can raise as much money for Camp Good Times, and a couple of kids can go to camp there for free, and forget about cancer for a week. So that's my goal.